You know that famous saying, there's something about the outside of a horse that's good for an inside of a man.
Oh, yes, and woman, might I add.
Absolutely.
You know, I feel like horses just bring us so much joy and so much happiness, and they're almost like therapy, I think, for most of us. And the ironic part is, I'm actually a therapist.
And that's exactly right. And with so many people getting into horses, we want to keep the education and we want to keep the learning going. And that's why we have Better Horses. Hello, everyone. My name's Ed Adams.
And I'm Susie DeRucci.
And welcome to Better Horses.
In our first segment, our production crew wrangled down to Weatherford, Oklahoma to visit with professional horse trainer Phil Haugen as he talks about creating timing in your stop.
And Susie, Better Horses would like to pay tribute to the hardworking farriers around the country. So we caught up with Brink Brewster. He's an ace-high farrier who will give us a demonstration on hoof anatomy and caring for your horse's hooves.
To wrap it up, our own Ernie Rodina will introduce a long-time National Cutting Horse Association champion, Jim Spencer. And to truly appreciate this story, Jim is in his 80s and is still riding and will demonstrate how he's cutting now, but with Bison.
So with these great trainers, I know this is going to be a show you're really going to enjoy. So stay with us, and it's the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
And also airing on RFD TV and now the Cowboy Channel.
That's right, and we're going nationwide. We'll be right back.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Hey everybody, thanks for having us on Better Horses TV this week. Today's training tip is about creating timing in your stop, which when you create timing in your stop, that timing is all because of your feel, then comes your timing, and then also your balance, okay? But creating great timing in your stop, the first thing you have to understand is when we go to stop our horses, we're riding along and we know that it's coming. We know that we're gonna ask them to stop. But what you have to remember is your horse has no idea, okay? And that's why when we talk about feel, timing, and balance, it's so important that they understand the feel of your body before you ask for the response. Because really and truly, creating great timing in your stop is all about helping your horse understand that feel before you ever ask for the stop. So it's the signal before the signal that really matters, okay? And I'll demonstrate this. So I'm gonna ride back towards you on Wit here, and when I've got my horse collected, I've got my legs against him, and I push down on my heels and I sit, okay? When I push down on my heels and sit, I want to give my horse just a second or two to find that answer before I get a hold of him with my bridle reins or before I pull that slack out of my bridle reins. And the reason is, just think about this from the horse's perspective. Okay, we're running along, you know, and of course it's the faster you're going, right? The faster you're going, the faster our hands become, okay? So we're running along at a pretty good clip, and all of a sudden, if I'm the horse and you just go, "Erch," and I'm running, and all of a sudden, you know, I get my mouth pulled on pretty hard, all you're gonna do is scare that horse or trouble that horse, and if it's painful, it's going to cause a reactive response. So creating that timing when you go to stop your horse, it starts at a walk. Okay, it starts at a walk by I'm riding, now I sit, drop my hands. As soon as my horse gets off the bridle and stops moving his feet, I release, okay? It's such a simple exercise, and you need to work on that at a walk, a trot, and at a lope. But it all starts at the walk, because when you have things slowed down, you give your horse more time to process that response that you're asking for. And the other thing is too, when you're slowed down, when we're working on these exercises, all the fundamental exercises that we work on at a slow speed, okay, the reason we do repetition after repetition after repetition is to create that field timing and balance and that great muscle memory, okay? Because muscle memory is what's going to take over once you put speed with it, okay? So if you don't have very good muscle memory at a walk or a trot or a lope, it's probably not going to show up when you're making a hard run, okay? That's that's something that before you ever start to get that great feel in your horse, not only in your stop but in everything else, I think one of the biggest things there is understanding that philosophy of creating that feel and that timing in their stop. Because you got to remember that this horse is going to weigh 1150, 1175, and if he's going real hard, if he's running hard and I sit, and when he feels me sit, he goes, oh, a little light goes off in his head and he goes, oh, I know what's coming. Well, that's going to help him get ready to stop. Stopping a horse is not hard at all if your horse understands to get ready to stop. And that's one of the weaknesses I see in a lot of horses, where people are meeting with a challenge. A lot of times the horse just doesn't know to get ready, okay? So that's our training tip for this week. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us on our website, philhaugenhorsemanship.com, or on Facebook or Instagram at Phil Haugen Horsemanship. Here again, thanks again to Better Horses TV for having us on, and thanks to RFD TV for having us on. We really appreciate it. Have a great week of training, and God bless y'all.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
When you're a barrel racer, there are so many things that can bother a horse. Just eliminating the back issues is a huge advantage. I feel like using a CSI Saddle Pad has given me an advantage over other girls because I know that my horse is feeling good, that saddle's not bothering him. If you're looking for a new saddle pad, invest in a CSI. It's worth the investment.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and Featherlight trailer needs. HeritageTractor.com.
Hay is not for horses. They deserve Stanley Premium Western Forage. There's no better place in the country to grow forage than Idaho, and Stanley is one of the country's largest producers. From pellets, cubes, and chopped forage in bags to compressed in 3-tie bales, Stanley cultivates the premium forage types horse owners demand. Because your horse needs hay, but he deserves Stanley Premium Western Forage.
Hello, I'm Brink Brewster. I've been a farrier in Kansas City for 10 years. This is Asher. He is a Hanoverian. Welcome to Better Horses. Today we're going to talk about Farrier Work. Today we're talking about the foot, and the parts of the foot is what you start with. So we have the periopal, which is the hairline. And then we have the hoof wall, which is the non-living tissue of the foot. And then underneath, we have the frog, sole, and white line. The bottom part of the foot, we have the frog, which is the center, which acts as the kind of the heart of the foot. It brings blood down to the hoof. Then we have the sole in here, which is the center part, and the bars come in here, which is actually part of the hoof wall. The hoof wall comes all the way around the foot and kind of creates a heart shape. And then we have the hoof wall, which is the outside tissue between the white line and the outside of the foot. The first thing you're going to look for is, any kind of thrush or any bruising or anything like that. Anything to indicate any kind of soreness or pain that you can see. A lot of what helps out a horseshoer when he comes is just your horse being able to stand, picking up the feet as well, but manners is the biggest issue a horseshoer runs into. If the horse is well behaved, like Asher here, where he can stand tied and not rip his foot away from me when I'm trying to do my work, that is all helpful to the farrier. Yes, I think there are some products out there that definitely benefit hoof growth and stuff like that. The hoof does reflect the health of the horse, so even just keeping your horse in good nutrition helps out the integrity of the hoof. This is after a pulled shoe, so I've just pulled the shoe and I'm going to reset the shoe. This is your trim. What you're looking for is level. It's not necessarily flat, it's level to the horse's bony column. And then you are also looking to just take away what it does not need. So you're not looking to necessarily trim the whole foot. You're looking to take away what the horse does no longer need. In this case, this horse grows from the inside corner to the outside toe and does not grow here. So you will see that I will leave this tissue here because this horse needs outside support, but he grows inside hoof wall. And so I've taken the inside hoof wall. There is a juncture called the white line, which is the juncture between the horse's feet grow slowly, so you only want to take as much as you can, going back to the taking only what the horse does not need. You want to drive your nail just far enough that you're outside of the old nail hole and you're in good tissue, but you're not taking up space for the next nail hole when you reset the horse again. Sensitive and non-sensitive hoof wall. And you are aiming for that white line. So you are basically lining up with the bone if you are following your white line. You can actually drive a nail all the way up to the hairline. It is not recommended, but it is dead tissue all the way up to your hairline. Horses' feet grow slowly, so you only want to take as much as you can, going back to the taking only what the horse does not need. You want to drive your nail just far enough that you're outside of the old nail hole and you're in good tissue, but you're not taking up space for the next nail hole when you reset the horse again. When you go to clinch the nail into the hoof wall, you are laying that nail into the gouged part of the hoof, and then it should sit flush with the horse's hoof, so when you take your rasp over it to clean up the horse's foot, you're not necessarily rasping the strength of the nail off. The lower half of the horse's foot gets injured a lot. So, you know, from the hock down, even as low as the fetlock, you know. I don't know what the percentage is, but a lot of your injuries happen in here because there's a lot of tendons. Excuse me. There's a lot of tendons and ligaments in this part of the foot, and it's the most active. I mean, the horse's hoof is used probably the most out of the body. That and maybe their mouth eating. A lot of the injuries are from here down, and I mean, even to this day, you know, a lower leg injury can be fatal to a horse, just because it's a lot of small bone and tendons and ligaments. That is our farrier talk for today. I'm Brink Brewster. Thank you for watching Better Horses.
Hey Cowboys, Kerry Coon coming up next on Kerry Coon's Horsemanship.
Hey guys, Kerry Coon here. I want to share a quick tip with you about what you can do to help keep your saddle square on your horse. Instead of putting a half-breed latigo on your off side, if you will put a full latigo on this side as well, so you're able to pull your cinch down tight, not just from the left side, but from the right side as well, that'll help draw that saddle square down on that horse's back and keep it from just pulling to the side that you tightened your cinch from. It'll make it more comfortable for your horse and a lot easier for you to keep that saddle square on his back.
You're watching Better Horses, raising your horse experience.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
The other day, when I got up, I grabbed a cup of coffee and my dog, and we went outside just to watch Mother Nature unfold to wake up herself. Well, all of a sudden I heard something up in the sky. I didn't know what it was, and all of a sudden I realized it was a helicopter. I couldn't see because of the clouds. I didn't know where he had come from, and I didn't know where he was going, but I knew that he was there. It kind of reminded me of what the scripture says in the book of Psalms. It says, they called upon him, and he answered to them, and he spoke to them from the pillar of a cloud. Well, it's our prayer here today at Better Horses that you too can just take time. Just sit down with a cup of coffee. Talk to God. He's talking to you. It's just that sometimes we're not listening. Hey, this is Steve Stafford. I'm the pastor at Risen Ranch Cowboy Church outside of Carthage, Missouri. Very proud member of the Better Horses family.
They can kind of pick up when we're wearing a mask about grief. They can pick up when we're in a good mood, and they can sure pick up when we're sour about something, and they kind of reflect that back to us.
That horse trusts you, and you trust that horse. It's a very strong relationship, the same as it is with people, right? You want a horse that wants to be with you. And it's our responsibility as horse owners to develop that relationship. allow that horse the opportunity to want to be with us. One of the most, if not the most, rewarding experiences I've had in my professional career was taking these horses in and working with them for the 15 months and seeing these horses transition.
Today's their graduation from the year, so they're off to a boys' home that have an equine program.
Through some mutual friends, we developed a relationship with the Agape boarding school.
We take troubled boys, teenage boys, and we introduce them to horses, try to change their life and get them on the right direction. I've always been amazed at the relationship that a young boy and a horse can have. It's what got me started in life, building some kind of a bond with the horse.
They're not listening to what they're saying. They're reading the body language and they're reading the people.
Those boys live there year-round, and they earn the privilege to be able to work in the horse program if they'd like to. These horses will teach them that, hey, having directed and controlled energy is a lot better on everybody than that uncontrolled energy.
They have responsibility. They start learning a little bit. They start having some leadership responsibility put in their lap, and all of a sudden their hearts start opening up.
I've seen people that have never ever been around horses before in their life, and there's just a connection.
And I thank Merck Animal Health for allowing us to be able to commit our passion and our love and our caring for the horse and for our customers, for them to allow us to be able to implement that in the best way we can.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina with Better Horses TV, and I'm here with what I call a living legend. And we're here with Jimmy Spencer, dear friend, 86 years young, Jimmy. Good to see you.
That's long ways.
Long ways, but I tell you what, you still got it. It's been such a pleasure being out here. You're still cutting competitive, and I tell you what, and you can hop on that horse like a spring chicken.
Well, I'm very fortunate to be able to do it as good as I do.
Well, I feel like we're not just here with just a cutter. We're here with a legend. I mean, you're still competing, doing a great job. Let's talk about your operation, what we've been seeing this morning, and everything's usable, and what you're getting done. And obviously, you're using buffalo.
Yeah, we've got the buffalo here that we work our horses on majority of the time, and they seem to work good, and they last so much longer than cattle do. You work the same buffalo for a long time, where cattle you got to keep it changing all the time.
Talk about the horse that's right behind us, and we see her cutting and everything. She's a pretty fancy horse. You're kind of modest on talking about her, but you've been winning on her quite a bit, and she's a nice horse and got a lot of style.
Yeah, she's a Cat's Moonshine horse, a mare that's a 9-year-old, and she's really a pretty nice mare. She's very competitive, and I don't know, I guess she's the best one I've got right now anyway.
What do you think, Jim? What would you do? One of your highlights of your career? You've been doing this for several years. I know at least you've been doing it over 30 years, probably longer than that.
More like 60.
Yeah, that sounds, I missed it by just a few years. But what's the highlight of your career? You've had such a great one, so many great horses.
Oh yeah, I've had 3 different horses that I've trained and showed that was in the top 10 in the nation at different times, in either novice class or open class or both. And I guess I've been lucky.
I can't wait. I'm excited about getting a chance to work with you on myself, getting ready for this Horsemen for Christ cutting clinic down there. And you think I didn't get on yet today, but there's a chance for that I got a chance.
Oh yeah, he got a nice mare. We worked her here a little bit ago, and she got pretty nice.
Well, I felt like I had the professor riding her.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but...
Well, this has been the highlight, one of my highlights of the interviews, getting to come out and see you and spend some time with you, and an honor to get to know you and an honor to call you my friend.
I feel the same way.
Thanks. Jimmy Spencer, Garnett, Kansas, one of the best right out here in cutting. Thank you so much.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by Lina Weaver
and Flat Tail Ranch.
John Deere is known for quality equipment. This quality has created a perception that John Deere is more expensive than other brands. But high quality doesn't mean high priced. The truth from buyers in our area is customers who have purchased a John Deere compact utility tractor saved more than $2,000. Dare to compare us before buying. You and your wallet will be surprised. Nothing runs as long as a Deere, and we'll prove it with our exclusive 10-year warranty. Visit heritagetractor.com/compare to learn more.
How's your production on pasture? Are profits down? Are weight gains down? What are you going to do about it? Do something cost-effective. Do something that will make a difference. To add the first and proven leader in feed-through hornfly control to your cattle rations, ask for it by name, altasid IGR.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. If you've missed any of our episodes, you can check us out at betterhorses.com, where you can see all our shows.
You can also find us on Facebook or listen to any of our podcasts right from your mobile device.
And don't forget our newspaper coming out 5 times a year, also on the same website.
You're gonna love it.